Hello, everyone. Welcome to our monthly energy report. I'm Peyton, and I'm joined by Corey and Yaila. And today we're going to be bringing you the energy update for the month of April. And we are shooting this on the day of the eclipse, so the energies are already a little wonky, so this should be interesting. So, as you guys know, if you have seen any of our past monthly energy updates, we like to read the energy for y'all from three different angles. So Corey is going to start us off by sharing the month's astrology report. Then Yaila is going to live channel a message for the collective. And then I'll wrap things up with a monthly message from the Pleiadians. So Corey, how about you start us off with the April astrology report?
Well, greetings, everyone. My name is Corey Davidson, and I'm going to be giving the Intuitive Astrology Report. As Peyton said, this is being recorded on the lunar eclipse in Libra, and so the energies are so strong and wonky. So it'll be fun. So April. April is the biggest energetic month of the entire year of 2024. And I know I'm feeling it. So we start off the first half of April is Aries season. So what does Aries represent? Aries represents, it's a fire sign, so it's hot. And Aries represents war, the warrior, the self, individual, and being impulsive. Go time. Like Aries is go time. Brave. You know, Aries reminds me of Braveheart. That's really what's been coming through. You know, before we started filming Braveheart. Aries is very direct. Output energy. If we were going to relate it to the chakras, it would be related to the third chakra, that output energy. And competition. So the first half of April is going to be in Aries season. On top of that, we've got 5 planets in Aries. So it is a big, hot, fiery, go warrior month. It's going to be that way the whole month. So we start off April 1st with a lovely Mercury retrograde in the sign of Aries. So Aries, of course, I just went through what it represents. Mercury is the mind. Mercury is communication. So retrogrades are always, and I'm sure that you've probably been feeling it already. Before we were even in retrograde shadow, which is 2 weeks prior to retrograde, there was all the Pisces energy felt a lot like a Mercury retrograde. So it may feel like we're in this extended Mercury retrograde energy. But officially, it starts April 1st. So retrogrades are about reviewing, rewinding, revisiting the things of basically that sign. So because Aries represents the self, you might want to ask yourself during this retrograde season, and Mercury will be retrograde in Aries until the 25th of April. Okay, so it's a 3-week transit. So Aries is about the self. So you might ask yourself, I thought about some questions that might be good for everyone to ask themselves during this Mercury retrograde. So maybe have you acted out or communicated in ways that maybe you wish you could change, or you wish that you didn't? You know, act out or communicate this year before the Mercury retrograde, because it's about reviewing and rewinding and revisiting, you know, the past. Or maybe, you know, were you in any situation maybe impatient, because Aries is very impatient. Therefore, having that, communicating when you're impatient. I know that I could probably think of a couple of instances where I was being impatient and kind of like, come on. Yeah. But also too is, have you been like impatient with others or even with yourself? Because Aries is about the self. And maybe ask yourself, how is your relationship with yourself? How do you speak to yourself? How do you communicate with yourself? This is the good things to be asking yourself during this Mercury retrograde in Aries. Have you been in self-will? Because Aries loves, it's my way or the highway, right? And we're in this North Node, South Node um, uh, energy right now where Aries is me, I. And Libra is about we. What about we? Okay. So in Aries, with 5 planets in Aries, we can be a bit in that self-will. I want to do things my way. I want to do it now. So this Mercury retrograde is a great time to go over some of those questions that I just went over, to maybe answer for yourself, where's this been going on for me in my energy? So this retrograde in Aries is very strong. Now you hear a lot of astrologers say, when there's a retrograde, don't do anything. Don't sign anything, don't start anything new. And I don't sign up to that school of thought, because I always believe that in Mercury retrogrades, you just take extra time. Like when you're traveling, when you're communicating, think about it. Do that pause before you open mouth instead of open mouth, insert foot, right? However, this Mercury retrograde in Aries is so strong that if you can put off anything till the 25th, I recommend it. It doesn't mean that you can't do anything, but just know that this retrograde is so strong. Aries being fire. On top of that, we're in eclipse season. We just had the lunar eclipse in Libra in March, which is actually today that we're filming it. And then on the 8th, April 8th, we are having a new moon, total solar eclipse in Aries on April 8th. And so new moons are about manifesting something new. And the solar eclipse, which we don't have a lot of total solar eclipse. I think we've had in a very long time, maybe 60, the total solar eclipse, which we had a total solar eclipse in America in 2017, which I could go into a big long story about that. But great experience about that, but we won't get into it in this video. The solar eclipse really is about shedding light on, revealing the light on the darkness, right? So because it's a new moon, it's a great time for manifesting, but there will be darkness within yourself, because Aries is about the self. So, look inside yourself. What kind of hidden secrets do you have within yourself that you're not looking at? Or that they'll be brought to light. Let's just put it that way. They'll be brought to light. Right now, the season is focus on ourselves. What are we doing for the betterment of humanity? What are we doing for the betterment of the whole? Along with this total solar eclipse, we have Mars, planet Mars, that is the ruler of Aries, that is going to be in play with this total solar eclipse. And so we're going to really feel like, let's go, let's do it, let's do it, let's go, because Aries is full on go time. I'm actually liking Aries season because I feel like I have a lot more energy. It's fire. However, Saturn is also in play. with this total solar eclipse. And Saturn is the restrictor, and it's in the sign of Pisces, water. So there is that push-pull, come on, let's go, let's do it. And Saturn goes, no, wait a minute. Have you dotted every I? Have you crossed every T? Are you sure? Have you really looked deep inside of all those shadows within yourself before we hit that go button? Aries doesn't like that at all. Mars doesn't like that at all. So just know that if you have that energy in your space, that it is planetary. It's not just you, what's wrong with me? No, it's planetary. So it's very strong. There's so much about the eclipse that it's going over America. And a lot of cities that are the same name, I believe it's Nivana, it's going from Mexico up to Texas, all the way up northeast. And I'll do another video about the eclipse, but that's what will be going on April 8th. And that will affect us for 6 months. So it's a big, big energy. That's why April's the biggest energy. The second half of April is Taurus season, and the sun will go into Taurus on the 19th of April. Taurus is the complete opposite of Aries. Complete opposite. Taurus is an earth energy. It represents values and money and comfort and food. Infinite patience, stubbornness. Taurus is like very responsible and a reliable sign because it's that earth. But it's very practical, but it loves the finest things of life. If it ain't the best, Taurus doesn't want it, meaning in any type of area of their life, okay? Taurus likes peace and quiet. So we've got this Aries warrior energy in the first half, and this Taurus very, Zen. You could, like Buddha, that's would be Taurus. But because we have so much in the Aries energy, the second half will calm down a bit, but it's still an extremely strong month. This is a great time. We're all going through upgrades. So you could either embrace it or be dragged. Taurus usually has to be dragged. Aries is the one running out front. On the 23rd of April, we have a full moon in Scorpio, and this will be a great full moon. Scorpio is really the yummy things in life. It is like death and rebirth. It is our knowing. It's heightened intuition. So the full moon is about, the things that we're ready to let go of. And this month is really all about what are we letting go within ourselves that no longer serves us, ourselves, and really the collective. This is a deep, deep, deep shadow work month. So that full moon is going to be yummy. It's going to be great for romance. April 29th, Venus is going to go into its home sign of Taurus. So when a sign goes into their ruling planet, it's an easier flow of energy. Taurus, it's so the last half of the month, though the energies will still be strong, there'll be much more of a glide because it'll be in the room. And Venus is about love. Taurus is all about those values and food, money, and comforts. And then on April 30th, Mars will go into its home sign of Aries. So we are moving forward. We talked about, moving into the Aquarian age. And today, as the lunar eclipse in Libra, as we're filming this, we have stepped into the Aquarian age. And so I don't know about you, but the time has seemed to fly by. And April, it's going to speed up even more. So, as I often say, choose love. You're going to choose war or love. You're going to choose humanity or the self. These are the energies that we're in. And we have the opportunity to build a brand new world for all of us that is very high vibrational, full of love, tolerance, compassion for all. But there will be some warrior energy to fight for that, if that's what you so choose. But don't use war for destruction, right? So choose love. And so that is my report for April 2024. So, Yaila, you're up. What have you got?
Thank you so much, Corey. So as you know, and Peyton mentioned, I just tapped into the collective energy live as we film. So let me just do that. I will probably have my eyes closed from time to time. All right. So I always like to ask for a blessing for those of you tuning in. Creator of all that is, please bring forth the information that is most helpful and beneficial for all of those tuning in. Please guide me with clarity and accuracy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Ooh, so the color I'm seeing a nice ruby red, and I'm also seeing some purple in there. So let me just tap into that ruby red. It's so funny. I'm staying with a friend of mine this last couple of days, and we were playing the game Magic. And if you've never heard of the game, it's very intense, very in depth. And when I'm asking what the red represents, it was kind of like the color of, there's different card group games basically, and the color of the card for red, it has strengths and weaknesses using its like fire energy. And that's kind of what the word they gave me was magic. I'm like, why magic for the color red for the collective? And it's using the power of creation and destruction. So for the month of April 2024, it's what are we willing to release, quote unquote, destroy or get rid of, or clear the path? Because with fire, if you think about it, the fire energy is very quick and it's like a clean slate. So it really just wipes out like what is no longer working. And that way it's like a fresh new slate to build from. So there's a level of some energy right now that's going to be clearing the slate. What are you, destroy is has some negative connotations to it. So I don't necessarily want to use the word destroy, but it's kind of like that. What are you letting go of? What are you clearing the way? What's not been working? I know we spoke last month about certain realities and truths and like deeper knowing coming in. And this is the month where we make moves to make those changes. So all those things in your life that you are seeing are not in your highest alignment, not in the highest timeline, just not supportive for the path that you are on. This is a month where this is the place where we get rid of it. We let it go, we clear it out, clean slate. And then it's also the other side of it. It's like setting the stage for those new seeds to be planted. So what we can create, what we can build from there. So that's kind of the overall theme that I'm seeing for April 2024. But let me just ask what to look out for specifically. Oh, and some of the purple color that also came in is those divine downloads, that divine guidance, that divine wisdom and insight. And so you'll have that clear knowingness, that clear knowledge as far as what you need to let go of to create the new four. So you'll have more clear insights as far as like not just what you need to let go of, but what you want to create. Because I know for a lot of people I've been working with, they've been in this, I know I'm moving into something new, but I'm not sure what that new is yet. A lot of the new creation is going to be having that clear knowing of what that next step will be. You'll have a lot more insights for April for that. So what to watch out for the month of April. I'm hearing watch out for confusion, but it's not confusion from within yourself. It's confusion from the outside people, places, things. And so there's going to be some outside wants, desires, information, actions, those types of things that are going to cause some confusion as far as like, okay, well, they're giving an example right now. So let's say you need to get out of a certain relationship or maybe even a job or, some type of like interpersonal dynamic, it's not in your highest and best timeline. And when you start to express that, the recipient to that is going to add some confusion to really clearing that decision. So watch out for confusion coming from outside sources that are trying to block or stop you from really moving into your highest timeline. So it's something to watch out for April. Let's see what else is helpful for you to know. This is a really helpful one. The words they brought in was, it can be easy. So a lot of times we think of making these transitions, making these transformations and creating and destroying certain things. We think it's going to be hard. We think it's going to be taxing and overwhelming, but they're saying it can be easy. So last month, they talked about your most authentic truth is going to be your superpower. That is continuing here in April as well. It can be easy as long as you stay clear in what your heart is trying to tell you actually need. Not to let any outside things confuse you, disorient you, delay you. All those things are going to be things that will make it harder for you. So it can be easy if you hold on to your truth. And always bring it with love, obviously. So I love Peyton always gives some insights from the Pleiadians of like, hey, if you're resisting something, call it to your heart, right? So if you're not sure how to move through love, Corey always likes to say, stay in the love. If you're having a hard time staying in the love, don't resist it. Truth is loving and kind as well. So let's see if there's any last things for those of you tuning in for the month of April 2024. Can't believe we are in the second quarter already this year. It's gone by so fast. Okay, so anything else for the collective for April? They brought this message in before, but it's a good reminder for all of us, but everyone is creative, resourceful, and whole. I'll say that one more time. Everybody is creative, resourceful, and whole. So no matter what you are navigating through, no matter what you need to create or destroy, for you or anybody involved, everyone is creative, resourceful, and whole. So a lot of times we hold back on what our heart is truly guiding us to do because we're worried about the impact on others, which is a beautiful thing, right? Our impact does make a difference on other people. Our actions do have an impact. But if we're always seeing people in the victim through a victim lens, that they're a victim and we have to save them from the truth, it's going to hurt everybody involved. So everyone is creative, resourceful, and whole. And the more we see not only ourselves, but other people in their highest divine ability and light, we will help them create that for themselves and for ourselves as well. I hope that makes sense how they had me bring that through. So don't forget, you are always creative, resourceful, and whole. There's always answers. There's always options. There's always opportunities. There's always insights. There's always magical, great things that can pop up along the way to help you to your highest timeline when you hold that truth and you hold that love frequency, and that authentic truth is still your superpower this month. So that is what I have for the month of April. What do the P's have to say?
Thanks, Yaila. Thank you, Corey. God, I always love hearing what you guys have to say. And it always makes me laugh how much it hits on the same points that the Pleiadians are bringing in. So, hey y'all, I am Peyton and I channel the Pleiadian High Council. And they had a very kind of interesting message for us for April. And I hope I do this justice. I hope this makes some kind of sense because y'all, these eclipse energies have me completely scrambled right now. So I hope English comes out as I speak. Who knows? I guess we'll see. So the first thing that the P's wanted to share with us about the April energies is what we already know. We can feel it. They are going to be massive, like nothing we have ever seen before. So we're all kind of prepared for that. But what they wanted us to understand about what they are reading in our collective energies is that we're entering a time period now where we have what you can consider to be the chance to completely change the framework of our reality. So what is going on here is we are having the opportunity to completely build a new reality almost from scratch. And this is something we really have never had before as humans. Normally, when we are going to have a major change in the very framework of our reality, we have to go through the death experience and have another lifetime to really change the entire ballgame. So what is happening in these energies as we move forward is we're almost having the opportunity to reincarnate without dying. We are able to change our reality that much, the very fabric of what it means to be human and to live on this planet. We get to rewrite the script. We've never had that opportunity before because, as we know, we are born into these little human bodies and we take on a lot of crap. We take on all these belief structures that don't belong to us, all these ideas throughout human history of just what it's like to live on this planet. And most of those were not a great description, right? Most of us think we have to suffer and struggle and that life is hard. We get the chance now to rewrite those rules. So what the Pleiadians wanted us to understand about the energies of April is we're getting to rewrite our reality from the bottom up. All of those human contracts that we used to have that defined what our life was like are not valid anymore. We get to rewrite it. So this is a huge opportunity as we're moving forward into the coming weeks, is to start being the ones who decide what reality is. So this is a hugely powerful time for us and an opportunity we have never had before on this planet to reincarnate without dying. So big opportunities over the coming weeks. Now, something the P's wanted to help us understand about these energies is what you may think of as stripping energies are going to strip away from us anything that is out of alignment. And both Corey and Yaila touched on this, but these are the energies that are going to start separating us from anything in our life that doesn't match our path, our timeline. So what the P's are encouraging us to do in April is to let things go. Anything that is trying to get away from you, whether that is a relationship, a job, a career, let it go. We are being separated from things that are not part of where we're headed. And according to the Pleiadians, the more we let this go gracefully, the easier it will be. It is not a time to cling to anything that is crumbling. So these energies are going to be stripped away, anything that can't go with us, anything that's not part of the timeline we have chosen. So letting it go easily is what the P's are recommending. Now, the last thing that the P's had for us is what they call kind of a description of the energies as mind your business energies. So what they are encouraging us to do is keep our eyes on our plate. So the less we are held up in what other people are doing, what other people are choosing, what is or isn't happening in the world around us, the easier things will be. Because according to the Pleiadians, there are going to be lots of shiny distractions that are tempting us to connect with lower timelines. And if we get too preoccupied with what everyone else is doing and what is or isn't happening in the world around us, we tend to accept invitations to lower timelines. And it's not what we want to be doing in these energies. So it's a good time to stay focused on your business and keeping your nose in your yard, so to speak, because the more we can separate ourselves from decisions being made by the collective that we don't choose, the quicker we will move, the more we will be able to rebuild our reality, as they're saying we now have the chance to do. But we have to kind of separate from what the peanut gallery is doing around us to stay focused on where we are headed, which is a theme of the Pleiadian Messages, is to stay focused on where you are going. But you may notice this getting very, very strong in April, that you're disinterested in being on social media, in following all the stories that are floating around out there, which seem to get crazier and crazier. You may find that you are very pulled to turn things off. And there's a reason for that. We're being pulled to focus on where we are going. So those are some of the things that we're going to be looking at in the April energies. And then I always like to ask the P's for their suggestions. What do they recommend we do to make all of this a little easier? And the first thing they recommend for April is that we make sure we are grounded in the body, and especially connecting to earth energy as much as possible. Because as they like to remind us, the earth energy is what helps us manifest in this reality. So the more we are really, really strongly connected with the earth, the easier we're going to move through these energies, which are going to be like nothing we've ever seen before. So staying grounded in your body is very strongly recommended. They are also encouraging us to stay in our heart, which they always do. But in particular, the less you are in the mind as we move forward, the less you're going to be swept off your path, because the mind likes to play with all those distractions out there. So if you are in your heart, you bypass a lot of those distractions. And they're also encouraging us, because the energies are going to be stronger than anything we have ever seen before, to support the body. So whatever your body is calling for, whether that is more rest, more water, getting out in nature more, all of these things are going to help you process these crazy energies that, well, we can already feel them coming in now. So they're just ramping up. So supporting your body, very important in April. And finally, to trust that your higher self has a plan for you, that the path is going to show up, even if you can't see it right now, because a lot of us are complaining that we don't know where we're going, we don't know what this is all leading to. Trusting that our higher self has this handled. So those are some of the things that the P's had for us for this incredibly powerful month that we are walking into right now. So that is what the P's had for us for April. Ladies, anything else that is popping up for you? No? All right, guys. Well, we're so grateful that y'all tune in. See, the words are they're just not happening today. We're so grateful that you guys listen to our videos. We appreciate you. We love your comments, your shares, your follows. And if you have any questions, reach out and let us know. What have we not touched on? We are always happy to add that in. So we appreciate you guys. Take care in April. Let us know in the comments how the energies are hitting you. We always love to see how our messages track in real time. So have a great month, and we will see you in May. See you soon. Bye, guys.